Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you back to day number 2 of the, I guess we'll just call it a little pregame with Tyler and Jake. First and foremost, before we get started, I do want to thank everybody that participated last night. Night 1 started off as good as we've ever had here at the Donors on Ice sale in the 16-year history, and we had bidders. I think by the end of the night, over 350 people had signed up to bid here on CCI, and that's a tremendous amount of people that showed interest, bid, and bought here, and the calls today have been tremendous. Before we get going, we did thank them yesterday, but I do want to mention them again because they are such a huge help to what we do. I want to thank our sponsors once again, Transova Genetics. Once again, they are the premier sponsor for all of our events. We couldn't do it without them, and we appreciate them quite a bit. MG Recip Connections, Matt and Maddie Gaynor from Ohio. Awesome. If you buy embryos and you are unsure where you're going to put them in, they would be glad to help you out. Give me a call. Check them out on Facebook. Their ads here in the book. Show Circuit Online Sales, we thank them for their digital marketing that they help provide us, getting the catalog out there in a nice, easy, convenient way to link up there and view the catalog. Show-right feeds, like I said before, it's what my family feeds to our high-dollar show pigs that we've been forced to buy here because my daughter's got a show pig addiction. But Show-right has been great once again. They absolutely, they tripled down and sponsored all 3 of our genetic events this winter, and we couldn't thank Todd and the crew enough. 605 Sires and Donors. Corey and Corey up there in South Dakota. We know that's who you guys trust at Griswold's with a lot of year bulls.
Everything.
And those guys have been so good to us. And, you know, they're more than just bull collection. They also do the IVF. And I just saw on Facebook they've expanded to another satellite location, I believe, in Nebraska. And they've just got big things cooking there. So don't be afraid to reach out to Corey Thompson or any of the crew there. If you've got a bull to collect, or if you've got donors to flush, they'll be glad to help you out.
And they're all now through ST Genetics, and they're doing all the reverse sort, or they're doing all the sex semen there too. So if you need bulls, you want to get sex semen, that's the place to do it.
Absolutely. And then to round it out, I always make this comment, 16 years strong, Donor Solutions through 2 owners. 2 great owners have supported this sale. They are the only sponsor that's been with us for 16 years, and we couldn't do it without them. We sure appreciate Austin. If you've got donors that need managed, flushed, or cared for, he is the guy to do it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to the middle of the catalog where night number 2 starts. And as you know, we broke it up between the maternal type matings and then also the Chianina and club calf type matings to round out the evening. And I'm excited. If you, the comment that I've gotten more than anything is, holy cow, this is going to be nuts. And I said, hey, we got to get them here to take care of it first. But I agree. I think that this is one of the most elite lineups of Chianina and steer matings that you're going to find anywhere. And guys that don't normally give compliments have been calling and asking what it's going to take. So I'm excited for tonight, Jake.
I'm real excited. When we have gotten into this heart of this fall and into this winter, and the club calf division of all these embryo sales that we've had have been just off the hook good. I mean, the market is so good, and I'll say this today, and I'll say it again, and I'll argue with anybody that wants to discuss this, but I made the comment at the first class and Dakota class sale in South Dakota that we had the end of December for Brad Smith and Luke Doris and of course my good buddy Rob Van Hoe. And in my opening comments, I said, every breed association, and I don't care who you are, if you're Angus, Hereford, whatever, are envious of the club calf business. They're envious of us. And they're envious because of the quality of cattle. The generation of income and the quality of the livestock have overtaken all the programs and all the registration papers that you got. And I'm a registration guy. I will bleed breed associations. I support them 100,000%. But I'm going to tell you that in the club calf business, the demand for these good cattle and the demand for these good embryo matings and the progeny that they are a result of has been created because of one reason. The breeders have made these cattle better. And Tyler, my hat's off to you. There are genetic packages in here I never in my life thought you could weasel out of some of these guys.
I have a lot of dark secrets in some of these guys.
Well, whatever you're using, thank you, because you as a public today and this evening at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on CCI.live are going to have the opportunity to buy, in my opinion, one of the greatest assemblies of genetics in the club calf business and in the Chianina business that you have the opportunity to buy. And we're going to go through here and we're going to preview those. And, hey, we're going to start off with Lot 40, A and B. We're going to sell 2 packages of embryos on unquestionably one of the absolute most popular Chianina females in the breed, the great J. Sol Hudat Fetty 6322D, a female that's coming to you that was produced at the Sullivan Farm, but is going to be offered to you by Jared Holmes and his great family. This female is 21.5% key. That's right, guys. You are 2 generations away from still having high keys, and no matter what you breed the progeny of, and we're going to be offering the great Hudaman daughter, the great Fetty female, and we're going to be offering you 2 sexed female packages, 3 embryos on the great All-Me, and then, in my opinion, the greatest All-Me son, One for All. I think this is just a fantastic twist on the Fetty opportunities. I mean, most of this, they sell Angus genetics. Here's your opportunity to buy half-blood Maine genetics out of unquestionably one of the most powerful Chianina females in the breed.
Maine's with some punch, and this female has stayed relevant through the years. Her calves are extra high quality. Of course, Colter Cunningham this year led his style Fetty to reserve key there at the very, very tough Hoosier Beef Congress, and I do believe that Drew, has that heifer been out a couple more times, or is that the only time she's been out? The only time she's been out. But I'm going to tell you right now, these Fettys have been in high demand, and every time it's always been style, style, style. Well, I got news for you. The All-Me cattle, the One for All cattle, if you can add some versatility and add some Maine in this, undoubtedly the best sale we've had this year has been the Maine Exchange so far, and it was because there's an unrelenting quest to raise those percentage Maine cattle and purebred Maine cattle. This right here puts you in the driver's seat with the Maine breed and the quality of Fetty. So
and also all the resulting progeny of this are going to be dual registered, so you're going to be able to go to the Key Maine Junior National and show this female basically 4 times. I mean, you're going to be able to show, and so you're going to be able to get, again, opportunity to buy 3 sex female embryos out of All-Me and unquestionably the greatest All-Me son, One for All. Hey, we're going to go into Lot 41, guys. The second opportunity in our Chianina division is going to be a female offered by Sullivan Farms. Another one that comes out of that great Hudat cow family that goes all back to that great Chianina line. Here's an opportunity to buy the great Hudat cat, 7184E. Of course, she's a primo daughter, a Key Angus female. She's going to be 6.5% key, and we are going to be offering you a package of 4 sex female embryos out of undeniably the most popular Chianina bull in America, the Great Cardinal crossover. So these are going to be high key females. This is going to be a high key mating, and guess goes back to the great Hudat Darling 4304B, a female there again. They've sold some full sibs. I mean, didn't Travis Pembroke sold a full sib to these matings for $150,000 in his fall production sale.
So in the other sibs, 28.5, 15,000, 33,000, and there was a maternal sib that the Hannes family from Ohio showed to Grand Champion Key Composite here at the American Royal. Once again, I know this is one of the females that Josh Elder's got a ton of faith in, and I can't remember without looking back on his Snapchat, but he made a post a little bit ago about this female and what she's done. So if you get a chance today, maybe go look that up. But I'm going to tell you, this is the very best from Sullivan Farms. It's proven, it's profitable, and once again, high key, the goodies.
Good. Hey, folks, I was also going to tell you while you're watching, for those of you that are watching, if you guys want to text us, or text myself or Tyler, with any questions or concerns or things that you maybe want to know more about, hey, send us a text. You can text me at 405-408-2440 or Tyler at
419-230-3450. And I just went back and looked here on Josh's Snapchat. So this mating to the Lot 41, he says it does not miss. This mating has averaged well over 20,000 per head this fall on 20 head. That's pretty potent. So,
wow. Well, guys, I'm telling you, you start thinking about the initial. Everybody wants to talk about return on investment. I'd say that the return on investment would be very high right here. I mean, again, a set of embryos, again, out of the great crossover. I mean, I don't even know what that semen, if you could buy that semen, what it costs right now.
2,500's been averaging, I think.
Okay.
A little bit see it.
There you go. And here we got a set of 4 embryos, sexed female embryos, already out of the great Hudak cat and crossover. Hey, we're going to go on to lot 43 again. Hey, folks, again, in our Chianina division, a female that undeniably is absolutely killing it for Nelson England and his great family. This great sultry deer, 5978C. Another great daughter of Hudaman out of, again, the legendary Chianina female, 6640. I'm just telling you.
Tell them these pages are backwards.
Okay, yeah. For those of you, if you're looking at your catalog, Steph must have been putting this together late at night, huh?
I think she had laid off the coffee and fell asleep.
And also, did she get educated at Ohio State?
No, I think she just flies by the seat of her pants.
Okay, well, anyway, so she's got 43 first, then 42 in the book, but we're going to sell them in catalog order.
It adds character.
It adds character, and we're going to see if everybody's awake. But we are going to sell this lot 42 set of embryos. We're going to have 2 packages of 3 embryos, again, sired by Primo, and a set by one of the greatest Primo sons ever, the great CRLL, the Crawl-bred Primetime Maine-Anjou Bull. So, guys, I'm telling you, what an opportunity here to buy sex female embryos, 2 packages of 3 out of the great sultry deer 5978, which, again, is going to be offered by Nelson England and his great family in Bradshaw Ranch. We are going to be offering 2 packages, again, on, in my opinion, one of the stoutest built Hudaman daughters. Again, a high key, 13.08%. So every one of these matings are still going to be high keys. The primos will be Key Angus. I believe they can still be shown as Key Angus, but the prime times will be maintainers and high keys. So what an opportunity again on a absolute killer proven female, one that's got the big paws, the big rib cage. This female is stout, and I'm telling you, the Hudamans will put that look in them. But here's one that's got the extra body power to go with it. I think this is a great opportunity.
I've seen these heifers at Nelson's, and I will tell you right now, there's a reason that every year these eggs are a highlight, and it is simply because the quality does not miss. And we're not talking about him having 20 or 30 of them a year. He's having, 3 or 4 of them a year, and they're stamping out that quality time after time. And I got to be honest, even though the primos are proven, them prime times trip my trigger. That semen's hard to get. You can't find it. And I'm going to tell you right now, what are you laughing about? Steph, you can quit texting in here. We're going to go ahead.
For the record, she didn't go to Ohio State. And for the record, she said you approved the proof before she printed it.
Details. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go over to lot 42, good stock. You can't go wrong there. Thank you, Nelson England, for bringing that.
Thank you, Nelson.
Let's go over to lot 43, Jake, our good buddy Timmy.
Oh, yeah. So for those of you that maybe have never done business with one of my great friends, Tim Schaefer in Hagerstown, Indiana, of course, in Maine Show Cattle and Teague Show Cattle, all co-own. Probably the reason this female has probably got as much steam and as much popularity, not only in the show cattle business, but specifically in the Chianina business, is that, of course, Tim Schaefer is not afraid ever to mate a female like this to any bull. It doesn't matter if it's a semi, an Angus, a Key, a Maine, or even a Lemmy. He will use good females like this to create genetics and create progeny like none other. And boy, he is offering a package of 3 sex female embryos on both crossover, which we do. These will all be high keys, big time high keys, or the great encore, the great on point son that is coming out of that great Rosebud program. Again, a bull, an Angus bull, that in my opinion has not been used enough. I love the way those cattle are constructed. I love the feet and legs on those encores. So here's an opportunity to buy Key Angus genetics or high key genetics at arguably one of the greatest, the sultry 6215 from Schaefer Show Cattle.
I do want to mention they would not be Key Angus. They would both just be, so
that's right.
We actually don't have any Key Angus matings in the sale, so I just didn't want anybody to be confused. So, but one of the things that I want to follow up with what Jake said, the pictures on the right-hand side of this catalog, I realize we're not selling any relentless eggs, but the cool thing about that is that female resulted from embryos that were purchased right through this sale. So that's pretty neat. That is a female that Jake Cunningham bought the embryos and then sold the female there to the Bloomberg family that saw all of the great success over the years. So it's always good to see these eggs work for other people and then turn around and get to do it again.
But that also shows the diversity of this female. And I think when you're looking at trying to buy matings, females that are generational is a female like this 6215. I mean, he's bred her to every bull imaginable, and the matings that he'll come up with in the future, again. But that is a great offering for crossovers or the great encores. So, hey, we're going to go to lot 44, ladies and gentlemen. If you're following along, you can flip the page, or if you're online, you can flip the page over. And again, in this Chianina division, here's a female that most of you or some of you may not know about. But this great Winona female coming to you from Jordan Johnson and Bo Johnson way down in southeast Ohio are bringing you yet another style Red Thunder. And, of course, Red Thunder, you have to be living under a rock if you don't recognize what Red Thunder has done for the Sullivan program, for the Udell program. I mean, anybody that's gotten in on them genetics have absolutely, I mean, it's just a lights out powerhouse genetic package. Those cattle got body, power, and look, and absolutely work with anything. But, of course, style back on these Red Thunders is where it's all been. And, of course, a full sibs to this female was reserve overall at the Ohio Saddle and Sirloin. We're going to have these onsets, so you're going to have some Chianina high key genetics on both of these packages out of onset and the great crossover. What a package, and my hat's off to you, Tyler, for getting this set of eggs.
Well, hey, Jake, he doesn't spend enough time in Ohio, so we will give him a little bit of a discount there, but he said you may not know about this female. I'll guarantee you if you showed on the best circuit this winter, you know about this female because she's been putting it on them, and she has been reserve or top 5 just about every single time she's been out. This is a female that sold through Jordan's pasture sale. Would be the full sib to the onset embryos we're selling the A-lot. Originally sold to Brent Toll and then got retraded later on very quickly, actually, for a figure. I'm not sure what it was, but I do know it was good. And this is a female that has garnered the attention of a lot of good cowboys. Probably I've gotten more phone calls of people that want to be on the phone for this lot tonight than anywhere else in the book, which is just simply amazing. And then you're going to go down to the crossovers. Never offered before. They made them for this sale. And I'll tell you how you know you get the good stuff. Jordan texted me the other night, and I think in a roundabout way he was trying to pull him from the sale because he just couldn't. And I said, hey, nope, that's fine. We're keeping them in, buddy. And he's like, man, I don't want to sell those. And I'm like, that's how you know I got your good stuff. So those are ones that you're probably not going to see those for sale again this year. I'm just guessing when he has spring sales and whatnot. You're probably not going to see many of these because she's not a huge egg producer. And these simply work every time. She's worked Simmental sires, Key sires, Maine sires. The Winona cow just doesn't miss. So we can go ahead.
I'm looking down here and seeing a red one out of Sam and her, too. So, guys, I'm telling you.
That one's been top 5 a couple times, too, I believe.
I remember that heifer. Now, I do. So, all right, guys. So, we're going to move on to lot 45. And, again, another absolute powerhouse clone to the great 6640, the Heat Seeker, great Maine Angus 6651 cow. And here is an opportunity to buy embryos out of the absolute powerhouse clone to the absolute greatest Chianina female, in my opinion, ever walked the face of, well, one of the 2 or 3, the great 6640. Coming to you from Sullivan Farms, of course, John Sullivan, his great family, and Josh Elder. Josh just does a tremendous job with mating those cattle and doing a great job, has for years there at Sullivan Farms. Here's another high key female, 8.78% key. And we're going to be offering you a package of 3 sex female embryos out of the great All Me and Databank. So you're looking at both purebred Maine bulls and being able to have a low key and maintainer dual registered heifer calves out of one of truly greatest Chianina females ever to grace the pastures in Dunlap, Iowa.
Well, when you look here and you look through the laundry list of daughters that are out of 6640, you're going to see Who Dat Lady 2037, owned by Tim Schaefer. You're going to see Who's Playing 6937D, Tim Schaefer. Sultry 6215, who we just talked about. Who Dat Darling, Sultry Deer. This female has raised literally the who's who of key donors in this industry. And this is once again, we're going to go back to how the main breed is absolutely on fire. And I would venture to say that's an understatement, but you're going to have the opportunity to buy all me's out of her or data banks. And I know how you feel about that you got your G-bar underwear on today, I'm sure. So once again, this is a versatile, very versatile package, options of embryos. I got to be honest, I know they're going to make show heifers. I'd be tempted to keep them for donor cows.
Well, and I think there again, both All Me and Data Bank, this female checks all the boxes on the perfect mating for those two bulls. I mean, this female is a little shorter backed. She's chubby. She's big hipped and got the extra fur. And I'm telling you, that is going to make some awesome show females. Plus, like you said, the cow power behind that is going to be tremendous. Hey, we're going to go to lot 46, guys, again in our Chianina division here. Again, coming to you from Sullivan Farms. Again, a firm that believes in the Chianina breed and unrelenting on mating these Chianina females. We're going to be offering you a package of embryos, and this is another tremendous opportunity to buy some half-blood semis and low-key opportunities out of what I feel like was one of the most powerful females I ever saw walk on the chips or walk on the hard dirt down here at the Cattlemen's Congress. The great female that we called J. Saul Who Dat Whitney, 091, Sarah's last year showing cattle, won the Chianina show here at the Cattlemen's Congress in 22, and then a female again that's just starting to scratch the surface on her production for Sullivan Farms. We're going to be offering you a package of embryos out of this great primo daughter out of 1602 and Relentless. I mean, an absolute powerhouse of a Simmental bull, a bull that still today is relevant in our business. His sons, his daughters are the ones that are really getting it done. And here's your opportunity to buy own sexed female embryos out of Relentless and the great daughter of Primo and Who Dat 1602, the great Whitney 091H.
Well, and as you can see, that female won in 2022, so she is a very, very new face to the Sullivan Donor Program. But I also want to mention the embryos you're buying, they will be maternal sibs to the Utterback female that has been on an absolute tear lately. She was reserve grand at the very tough Hoosier Beef Congress, and then she was also just grand champion in one of the rings at the VCCP over there in West Virginia just about a week ago. This is one of those deals here. You heard me say it last night, and the people paid attention. You're going to buy these embryos tonight no matter what they bring. You're going to buy them for probably 50 cents on the dollar what they will bring next year or the year after. The smart man lays his money here because these are going to only double and triple in value, in my opinion.
Hey, Blake Bloomberg called me after he left the VCCP on his way back to the airport, and I said, did you have any quality? He said, that grand champion heifer was a absolute slayer. I mean, he said that thing was killer, and that would be a daughter right out of this 091H. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to lot 47. And again, another absolute tremendous package. My hat's again off. Coming to you from Sullivan Farms. Tyler, what an opportunity to be able to buy a set of embryos, which would be full sibs in blood.
Yeah, correct. Well, not even in blood. So the way Josh just explained this to me, and I didn't realize it at first, the embryos are sired by Solution. Solution is a cloned brother or a cloned full sib of Right Direction. So these are actually full sibs to Boyert's Tammy cow.
Which is a female, again, out of the great Tamale, the 58-8-3, which is a clone, another clone, but a heat wave out of the great J. Soul Mama Tamale 58. And if you guys, again, have not been around the great Tammy female, of course, that's the female we've got pictured in here that was shown way back in 2014. I mean, we're talking genetics 10, 11 years ago that are still so relevant for the Boyert and Core family in Iowa. Of course, Mark will be up here tonight talking, and I'm sure he will speak way more elegantly than I can about the production of this Tammy female. But they have utilized her in a Simmental application. They've utilized her in the Maine Jew application and the Chianina, but a female that just, historically, every year, you always look at the Boyert Core opportunity in September in their fall pasture sale, and there's always a big presence of the Tammy genetics. And here's your opportunity to buy 4 sexed heifer embryos that are full sibs to the great Tammy. And guys, I'm telling you, whether you put a halter on them ever, the production of these females is unparalleled. And I'm telling you, this may be the greatest opportunity in this whole book. If you're serious about being a breeder and making money in the next generations, you better buy these embryos, put every one of them in, and hope you get 1, 2, 3, or 4 daughters that are full sibs of Tammy, because the production out of that females will be unbelievable.
Hey, and that's one of the things that I like about this offering, and one of the things that Sullivans do is, as you see here, you're going to be buying 4 times the money. You know, you get these things put in, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get 2 pregnancies. So that's 2 of these daughters. The first thing I don't do is sell them. The second thing I do is get them to breeding age, and then I flush them to broker, and then I think you go and make sure your bank account's set up to receive the checks. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this mating doesn't miss. It is proven, it's profitable. And the other thing I want to point out, the resulting offspring here, they will dual register as high percent key and Shorthorn Plus. So the versatility here is just unmatched. And like I said at the very end of the footnote, this is a wild opportunity, and I couldn't have been it more.
Okay, folks, flip the page over, and coming to you again from our friends at Richland Farms, Garth and Jessica, living down in Texas now. But Craig Simpson, of course, Garth's dad, still lives up at the farm in Rochester, Indiana. Again, a guy that I just love to go visit every year. I love to spend time with Craig. He and I have so much fun spending the day looking at babies together up there and going through. These guys are as passionate about this business as anybody in the business. And what an opportunity to get one of the truly rock stars of the Richland program in the great R.F. Dixie H2003. Of course, she's another primo daughter out of the great J. Solhudat Dixie. This is another high-key female, and we're going to be offering you, in my opinion, I get pretty excited about this B lot, because I'm going to tell you right now, you got an opportunity to buy 3 sexed heifer embryos out of crossover, but the B lot is 3 sexed heifer embryos out of, my opinion, one of the greatest Simmental bulls that ever walked, the great Something About Mary, and in my opinion, one of the truly most powerful, good-looking key females in this great H2 2003. What an opportunity. Half-blood Simmentals and high keys. What an opportunity.
Hey, I knew you'd beat the drum about the Something About Mary eggs because you are the G-Bar. But I will point out that the whole reason that I even got this lot was I wanted those crossovers after you saw what that female on Wade Rogers' sale sold for and what she looked like. I knew, hey, we need to get these because there's guys that, that's the thing about these embryo packages. We all want show heifers, but I don't know that there's not one in here that we've went through so far that I haven't thought, I'd love to have that cow and like that resulting calf to be a cow in my herd. And that's kind of what we try to build this thing around. We're going to be dual purpose here, whether you want to raise show heifers or you want to, not everybody can buy a 50,000 donor cow, but you can go out here and you can buy you a $1,000-$2,000 egg and make your own.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, for those of you, and I know many of you went through that pasture of calves in Searsboro this fall, I did, and was blown away the quality of those cattle. Well, I'm going to tell you, that heifer calf that sold in Wade Rogers' pen that day, if that wasn't one that you didn't follow around for about 30 minutes, and you don't like kid cattle, because that thing was incredible. She had big paws. She was square built. As probably a widest structured female as I saw all fall. And here's an own daughter. That was an own daughter. Out of the very first production. This is the second round of eggs coming out of this female. This is a brand new mating. And like you said a while ago, you better get in and buy these now, because 2 years from now, you won't touch these eggs for $2,500, $3,000.
I think it's funny when these eggs aren't on a lot of people's radars, but the good cowboys like old RCC, they got them locked up.
Right. I'll guarantee, it wouldn't surprise me if the old Searsboro Bandit wouldn't be bidding on something like this tonight. And I hope he's listening, because he needs to be waking up and smelling the coffee. Hey, guys, we're going to go to Lot C. And Tyler, why don't you tell us about this live lot? Because this, to me, to start off our club calf section, to me, is one of the absolute killer opportunities of the fall.
Hey, this might be one of my most favorite club calf donor options we've ever offered in the 16 years. We're going to offer you the opportunity for 50% embryo interest in Harrod Saw Princess 4142B, better known as Sid, around the Boyert Ranch. And this is a female that they essentially they want to share the wealth, because this is a female that has done a very, very good job for them. This female has sold daughters up north of 30,000. You can see the winners: State Fair champions, Exarban champions. And I even did a little more digging, because the funny thing, when you get stuff from Jared Boyer, God love him, he's a great friend, he's got a lot going on, and he forgets details sometimes. So I started doing a little digging when they committed this female, and not only did they sell calves fairly well, but Wade Rogers had several of them in his sale this year in Searsboro. They were there in the pasture sale, and it takes a pretty good one to get in there. And this is a female that the only reason they're offering half of her is she is getting a little older, but her production is through the roof. The last 6 times she's been flushed, she's averaged just shy of 11 embryos per flush, and those were all reverse sort embryos. So right here you go. This is an opportunity, proven full sib. If you buy this female, you'll be able to get full sibs to these great State Fair champions, reserve champions, Exarban champions, and high sellers. And once again, there's nobody better to work with than the Boyer family, and Jake takes the driver's seat here. So if you have questions right under the lot C, you can contact Jake today. He'd be glad to visit with you. When I talked to him this morning, he says, I'm driving down the road in the pickup. I got a calf in the passenger seat. And I said, well, I'm guessing that is what you call light to moderate ranching. So.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this cow, again, no stranger to our business. When you talk about broker Harriettas, I mean, I can't tell you how many broker Harriettas there are in the country. There's thousands of them, it seems like. Every time I pull into somebody's place, especially in Ohio, everybody's got a broker Harrietta. But I'm going to tell you, Sid is one that absolutely kills it. This female, I've seen this female at the Boyer farm. This thing is wide made. She's square built. She's soft middled, and she's got a wild giraffe neck on her. But she's the dam of the grand champion steer at the 2024 Exarban. She's the dam of the grand champion steer at the 2021 Iowa State Fair. And for those of you who've never been to the Iowa State Fair, that is no little jackpot.
2022, sorry. I think I had it wrong.
Oh,
maybe.
It was a 2022. Okay.
Oh, no, I was on the wrong page. You're right.
No, it's 20. I think it's 2021. And then this last year, my good friend, Dr. Dave DeWello, used another Here I Am son out of that great cow to be 3rd overall at this last summer's 2024 Iowa State Fair. So, guys, I'm telling you, the power is in the blood right here. And if you guys are serious about the club calf business, I know this cow's maybe got a little bit of age on her, but from her flush records and what they've been telling me she does, who cares how old she is? If she's that fertile and still does that, it doesn't take a whole lot to pay for an investment to go back in here. And I'll tell you, there was 3 calves in Wade Rogers' pasture this fall, and they grossed up $115,000. Now, guys, I'm telling you, you talk about return on investment, here's an opportunity to buy half interest in a broker Arietta and make money your first year.
Hey, I like that one a bunch. And like I said, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Jake Boyer. And one of the stats I like about that cow, when a female can get multiple steers in the Shanks family barn, you're doing something.
That's pretty good. Okay, we're going to go to lot 49. And there again, my hat's off to Tyler for prying these embryos out of Wade Rogers and Rogers Cattle Company. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there is probably, when you start talking about donor females in the club calf business that are generational, females that no matter what you breed them to, the risk is virtually zero. And here is an opportunity in your lot 49 offering to buy a package of embryos, either sexed male, Here I Am's, or sexed male, How Great Thou Art. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, when I say RCC1, everybody in the club calf business, everybody in the purebred cattle business knows and recognizes RCC1. The great maternal maid daughter out of the legendary Kelly. Of course, Kelly, my dear friend Nick Ryman, was quoted in saying was possibly the greatest cow he ever saw in his life. A cow that is absolutely never misses, the great Huda Man daughter. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this cow is absolutely a lay-down, no-risk opportunity. And when you talk about RCC1, over the last 3 years, that female has produced the 2024 champion steer at the Royal from Ruby Bell, the reserve grand champion market steer at the 2024 American Royal for Riley Rogers. That's right, guys. Champion and reserve out of the same cow. He had the champion market steer at the 2024 Iowa State Fair. We just told you that Sid produced the 3rd overall. Well, here you go. RCC1 had the champion steer for the Shalla family. And I mean, an absolute hammer of a calf. Guys, the list is long. She does it every time. She's done it for various different buyers of these calves. She works great with Here I Am. She works great with all Here I Am sons, like How Great Thou Art. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
I don't know why you talk so much, because anybody that's going to buy these, they know.
I know, but I'm just telling
they
you.
Know.
I get excited about genetics like this.
About the next 3 or 4 lots in this book, if you don't know, we can't help you. I mean, I'm just going to be honest.
I know, but you still, guys, what a great opportunity. And again, when we kick off this club calf thing, the chance to buy this great donor from Boyert's, and then the opportunity to buy the RCC ones and the lot 50s out of the great Whitey donor, of course, came out of the this is going to be offered by McFarland Show Cattle. Of course, Raleigh and Megan McFarland purchased this female from Mike Houston. Mike had sold this cow in his dispersal. And another cow, again, guys, of course, the dam of the great Frosty steer for Croy Ryman that won the Denver National Stock Show last year. One of the most famous steers ever to show, and a very, very, very emotional night for me and a lot of people last year in Denver. But here's an opportunity to buy a bull calf pregnancy out of In God We Trust, a full sib to the Grand Champion steer in Denver. What an opportunity.
When I woke up this morning, Jake, I was thinking about this club calf section, and it made me want to run through a brick wall, because I'll tell you right now, there's not one in here that you can't go out and be profitable with. And what I like best about this pregnancy option, you remove all the risk. You don't have to worry about putting in embryos. You're not sitting on an investment. You're going to have this calf in March, and you're going to turn around, and he's going to be, and if you don't keep him as a promotional sire, he's going to end up headlining your sale this fall. It's going to be a quick return on investment, and I will guarantee you, if you buy this and you don't know how to market it, there will be a line of these traders out your door with their hands up trying to get it out to their trailer.
Hey, if I was serious about showing steers, I mean, for all you people out there that still have kids in this business, for everybody that's out there thinking about this fall already and excited about going out and buying your next calf to go win an Iowa State Fair, maybe not an Iowa State Fair, because maybe he's going to be State Fair size and being in March, even maybe going to Kansas City, or you want to go to Louisville. I mean, guys, you're guaranteed a bull calf out of this recip coming to you from the McFarland family, and what an opportunity to buy a full sib to the legendary Frosty of Croy Ryman's. What an opportunity. So, hey, we're going to go over to lot 51, and here again, guys, when I mention cows like RCC1, or I mention cows like Whitey, I'm also going to take a breath, and I'm going to say, here's 606, a cow that has absolutely made all the land payments in Esterville, Iowa.
All of them.
And I'm telling you, a cow that when you walk on to Brad Smith's pasture sale every year, you don't need one of them damn highfalutin sheets that he makes for you. Every one of the 606s sticks out like if you'd pounded your thumb with a hammer for 4 days. Because I'm telling you, every one of those calves is an absolute killer. And here's your opportunity to buy a chance of 3 embryo sexed males out of the great Here I Am and 606, the great extra special daughter, and nothing else needs to be said. What a great cow.
Hey, this is just another opportunity here. Every year for about the last 4 years, these calves have surfaced to the top, not only in the sale pen, but in the show ring, and they're doing it again right now. There's that calf that's pictured the top left. He's on a tear right now. I think he was just top 5 in Denver in the Prospect Show as well as multiple other shows. Simply put, this is another one. We can talk till we're blue in the face, but those that know, and they will be watching tonight.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we just sold a clone, half interest in a clone to the great 606 in Brad's sale here in December. And, guys, I'm telling you, again, that cow, that Smith Carroll 606 donor is absolutely, and of course, we want to mention Carroll Cattle Company in Perkins, Oklahoma, too. I mean, for owning that female. A female that they bought right through the Dakota class and Dakota first class female sale
Yep.
that day. And think about the investment they made in that female that day. It was nothing compared to the production. And again, guys, here's your chance. It's a lay down, big time return on investment with the great 606.
Hey, Jake, as we roll into 52, I do want to make a correction. When we were talking about the Lot C live lot, so that steer of hers was actually reserved at the 2024 Axarben. And the reason I know that is my good friend Natalie Simon just texted me because our next lot, old Sticks here from Simon, that calf was actually the grand champion at the Axarben. So I had that that backwards there.
And I just want,
yes, sir. So go ahead, Jake, and introduce Simon Donor 829.
Okay, well, I have a great privilege to do this because I've just entered into a partnership with Ferris and Natalie, and we're so excited to be in a venture with them on a brand new bull this year.
Simon
Says. You guys are going to be hearing all about Simon Says. But again, here's another donor, 829. That is an absolute synonymous donor with everything that's anything club calf. And, of course, the dam of the great Sticks calf, the great black and white calf that everybody got tired of watching because he kept kicking their ass every year last year. That calf was absolutely a powerhouse, a big, stout, burly calf that won the Iowa Beef Expo, started his show career a year ago, February, and then went on to win multiple championships. I think he ended up, did he not win the Nebraska State Fair maybe? Was he not champion? Or Axarben? He won Axarben.
Yep.
He won champion. He was a champion steer at Axarben. But again, this cow is tremendously bred. She's a Superman daughter out of a great heat wave, strictly business Meyer cow. So, guys, when you start combining, you start talking about Superman genetics. Of course, Superman was a great Lute son. And then back on this heat wave, strictly business Meyer. I mean, there is no greater pedigree for a club calf cow, in my opinion, than when you start talking heat wave, strictly business, and Meyer. There's maternal power. I know these guys all want freaks on freaks, but there's a reason these cattle are so consistent, and this cow absolutely does it. And we're going to be able to offer you a package of embryos, sexed male embryos, out of the great legendary King of the Ring, Here I Am, and his greatest son, How Great Thou Art. What an opportunity.
Hey, I've got nothing more to add there other than we really appreciate Ferris and Natalie bringing us the best of the best between this lot and their next one coming up here in a few. We really appreciate them, and I know Natalie's listening because she's keeping me in line over here on the text messages.
I'm sure she's laying out sunbathing today in the warm California sun. So, Natalie, flip over if you're listening. Flip over. Don't want you to get sunburnt. Hey, guys, we're going to go to lot 53, of course, A and B. And again, I got to tell you, Jordan Milliron, I love what this young gentleman is doing in his program and what he does, and he has got an absolute smoking good donor in this great SRR Miss Journey 8J. Of course, she's a gotcha covered daughter out of a Hereford Monopoly cow that you might not have never heard of, the great 587C. But you talk about a cow that is a low key, a 5.1% key, but when she gets mated in this club calf business back in God We Trust, and Here I Am, guys, it absolutely works every time. And, of course, there was a great grand champion steer that was at the 2024 North American, is a son of this great Journey 8J. And, Tyler, kudos to you to go get these fresh new genetics, guys. We are bringing the best of the best in our current environment right now, what's winning. And here's your opportunity to buy a set of 3 sexed male embryos, full brothers, to the grand champion steer at the North American or the Here I Am's. And these eggs will be available as early as May in 2025, so you can still get them in for spring of 26 calves. What an opportunity.
Hey, and once again, Jordan, he dialed into the hotline and he let me know that there's been 3 calves so far that have averaged north of 22,000 a head. So, hey, this is one that's doing it. She's young in her journey. Well, that was no pun intended. Her name is Journey, but yeah. She's young in her journey as a donor cow here. And once again, hey, I know the end gods are proven, but them Here I Am's like, that might even be the better mating, so time will tell. But once again, thank you to Jordan and his family for bringing us the good lot number 53A and B, 3 embryos by In God or Here I Am.
And all sex male.
Yes,
sex
sir.
male. Okay, we're going to go to lot 54 and coming to you from G&G Cattle Company. Of course, Gerald Green, great family up in Michigan, along with Jeff and Megan Townsend. are bringing you a rare opportunity here to buy out of one of the great Smiling Bob daughters in the country, the great JNRS 2R Java 4A. And we're going to be offering you an opportunity to buy full sib embryos. And here again, it's, hey, for those of you that have never been to Indianapolis in December, the first weekend in December.
It's wild.
Is that not the most competitive? That is the king. I mean, if you're going to call it a jackpot show, call it what you want to call it, but that is the one that everybody wants to go and win. And the grand champion steer at the 2024 Hoosier Beef Congress, not a month and a half ago, you're going to be able to have a chance to buy.
No, these were reserved. Sorry, these were reserved.
Oh, reserve. To the reserve champion steer, still, of all the calves that are there, this was the second best one. And that's one man's opinion. And I'm telling you, the guy that judged them knows. And Andrew got a chance to go through those cattle. He and I talked about a week later. He said, Jake, I've never seen a set of calves that look like that. And he said, my grand and reserve were killers. So here's an opportunity. Sexed male, here I am, and full sibs to the reserve steer at the Hoosier Beef Congress.
You know, we don't have a mission statement here at the Donors on Ice, but one of the things that I try to do is I try to go seek out those younger donor cows with the fresher genetics. Some of the things that they haven't won a major yet, even though I would tell you the Hoosier Beef Congress, even though they're not full grown, I mean, that's pretty major to me.
Okay.
But these are the kind of things we try to find. We try to get them early on. We try to get them while they're fresh, and we try to be ahead of the curve. And to my knowledge, I don't think they've offered any of these before. If they have, I've never seen them for offer. But we're excited. Anytime you can get any of these that have been top 5 at the Hoosier, we get pumped up, and that's how we kind of gauge these. Like, I will watch these shows, and when I see top 5 at Hoosier, top 5 at Denver Prospect, I call those folks. Them are the ones I want. Them top 5 sibs, and here we have it, lot 54.
Well, guys, and I'm also going to tell you this next opportunity again is the 3rd overall. Here's going to be a set of full sibs of the 3rd overall steer at the Hoosier Beef Congress again. These are in gods out of the Rolfsmeyer Donor 94. And Coach, for you guys that don't know about this cow, she's a holy smoker, which I love those females out of an MAB Charolais cow. And here's an opportunity to not only buy full sibs to the 3rd overall steer at the Hoosier Beef Congress by In God of sex males, but also they're going to be full sibs to the grand champion steer of the 2023 Indiana State Fair. Full sibs to the 4th overall steer at the Hoosier Beef Congress in 22, and full sibs to another $62,000 and $35,000 steers that they also sold in their pasture sale. Guys, when we talk about return on investment and taking the risk out, I don't know a lot about this cow, but you don't have to tell me a lot about it. She's already proven to me just in these 5 animals on this page, and also we're going to offer a set of 3 embryos by How Great Thou Art, which could be really good, too. I love those How Great Thou Art.
Paging Patrick Kober. Pay attention here, because I'll guarantee you could raise one cheaper and you can buy one, buddy, and you might get 2. No, this is great. I love it when you see these storied show families that are now into their children showing, and they're buying these calves, not the same bloodline, not 1, but 2 years in a row. You're like, man, there's some consistency there. This is one of them that I really, really like. They're sharp cattle, and these are ones that I think a guy needs to have a star by.
Okay, folks, now we're going to go to lot 56, and again, when I say this cow's name, everybody you're sitting there at the kitchen table watching us today or tonight, I'll bet the hair on the back of your neck stands up when I say Ryman Ranch number 7. This cow, again, I had a chance to just see her this last fall when I went up to go through the Ryman cattle when we had that cow sale for Barry on CCI.live when we did that live online sale, and they had this cow up there, and I got a chance to go see her. This thing is one of those special creatures that just captures your attention. Of course, she's another daughter of the legendary maternal maid, a bull, again, that is proven to be one of the absolute greatest female makers in the club calf business there ever has been, out of the great Lookout Payback Donor 777. And here's an opportunity to buy sexed male embryos by the King of the Ring, again, Here I Am, and the great Ryman Ranch 7.
Hey, all I've got to say is when Barry and the Ryman family bring the goods to town, you sit up on the edge of your seat and you pay attention. This is one of the ones that is proven. It's been profitable. There's been backdrops, and there's been high sellers. So once again, we're going to thank Barry for bringing Ryman Ranch 7 to the sale, and you're going to see a few other lots from Ryman Ranch down the line here that are very intriguing.
But again, when you go to their pasture every fall, there's always a half a dozen to 10 of these better calves that you mark on when you star or circle the numbers on their deal, you go back and you look and see what cow they're out of, and it's always 777. And I'm telling you, 777 or Ryman Ranch 7, one of the two. And I'm telling you, again, predictability in the club calf business is hard to attain sometimes just because of the way they mate these cattle, but not there. Not in that cow family and not out of that great maternal made dog.
Absolutely.
Goes to lot 57, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you from Brent Lowry. Of course, Brent, great cattle producer and great club calf guy in Iowa, does such a good job. Guys, here's a chance to buy out of their great Lowry Annie donor. Of course, she's as good as it gets. Of course, good as it gets. The maternal made broker son that's doing such a great job. She's a young cow in scratching the surface of what she's going to do. Here's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to buy full sib embryos to the grand champion steer at both rings A and B at the Oklahoma AGR.
Is that show very tough?
That's a little tough.
Okay.
Quite a few of them show up. Everybody thinks they're going to win it, and one did. And this black and white calf not only was as attractive, cast as attractive a silhouette as you're ever going to see on the ground, but I got news for you. That calf from the ground up, big paws, big hairs, I mean, huge wedge back and a big square hip. I love that calf. Every picture I saw him, I thought, God, he can't be that good. And when I saw him in person, he's better than all the pictures. So, guys, thank you to Brent Lowry for offering this package of 3 sex male embryos and full sibs. The Here I Am son out of the great Lowry Annie donor from Brent Lowry.
Hey, and, you know, you've said most of what we need to say on this one. That full sib to these embryos has won or been top 5 at just about every single show he's been exhibited at, and one that they're just getting started with and they're pretty excited about. One of the things I want to point out, little operation in South Dakota, Thompson Show Steers. You look back in the pedigree here, the dam, the 79 B cow, that's the Thompson 79 B cow, if I'm not mistaken. And so there's definitely power in the blood if you want to go ahead and, you know, take a note from the colonel. But I will also say one of the cool things about this is it's a full circle moment. Brent Lowry has been a great customer of this sale for years and always beat the drum for this sale. And to have him in here this year with not 1 but 2 lots, it's awesome. We love to do business with those that do business with us. Welcome to the sale, Brent.
And again, guys, a relatively young donor, but there again, an opportunity for you to get in on the ground level of a proven mating, and in a couple years, you won't be able to touch those eggs, so you better get in when you can, and you can afford it. Hey, we're going to move into lot 58, again, coming to you from Curley Cattle Company. My good friend, Maddie Curley, I just had a good talk with her here last week, a family, again, that has just poured their hearts and soul into this business. Her and Aaron have just done a great job, but they're offering a package of 3 sex male embryos out of their great Cowgirl Dreamer 209K. Of course, she's a Rebel Dreamer whiskey daughter. So, guys, here's one that's a low-key cow, give you that extra shot of look, but what an opportunity to buy full sib embryos to your reserved Supreme Champion Market animal at the 2024 Autumn Classic. And again, produced at Maddie Curley at Curley Cattle Company out in California. So thank you, Maddie, if you're listening. Thank you for offering this tremendous set of genetics in the Donors on Ice.
Hey, we're excited too, and once again, you know, we're pretty picky about who we let in this event. You know, it's kind of full, and, you know, once you're in, you're in. Maddie, I approached her this year, and they are a first-time consigner here, and they brought us 3 outstanding lots, and when I asked them for the goods, they brought the goods, and it's awesome because they've, like you said, poured their heart and soul into this deal. They've made a lot of investments, and now it's time for the public to reap the rewards. I got to be honest, when I asked her to be a part of the sale, I thought she was just going to send me 1 lot. Well, she sent me 3, and they were 3 good ones I couldn't pass up. So we welcome the Curley Cattle family to the Donors on Ice.
And got to remember that this cow is also a full sister to Rogers 1244. So, guys, when you start talking about generational pedigrees and how they work, the full sister to the dam of these embryos is also a full sister to 1244. So, again, we flip the page and we get over to lot 59. And, of course, our good friends Simon and Natalie, or Ferris and Natalie Simon from California are bringing us the lot 59 donor. Again, this is the one that they call 505C. This is the Smith Simon donor 53. A great monopoly donor, black and white female, big feet, big running gear, big hip, big topped, and out of a great deja vu cow. Guys, here's an opportunity. If you I really feel like I'd love to see a set of embryos that were maternal bred out of this kind of cow. But this thing on How Great Thou Art, I think hits an absolute center field home run when you start looking at matings in this offering, Tyler.
Hey, when you look at the laundry list to the right of all the calves that are maternal sibs to these embryos, you can't help but wonder, Ferris, why did you even offer these? I'd be putting all these in, but hey, we're glad he did. And you know, that calf at the top, that is a sharp booger there that the we're not doing show pigs, Pratt family from Colorado. You can tell I got hey, we got to buy pigs today, Jake. So like, we got to be online tonight. Might be bidding on pigs during the Donors on Ice. But anyway, we got maternal sibs here to the steer by Here I Am up there that the Pratt family showed from Colorado. And like I said, all the rest of these here, absolutely a top tier offering from Ferris and Natalie, and we are glad to have these How Greats in the sale. Once again, they are sexed males, also mitigate your risk.
Okay, and then the other thing I also want to talk about too is this is also the dam. This is the dam of Simon Says. I'm going to do a little self promotion here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how did I forget that?
So I'm going to do a little promotion on my bull. Simon Says.
I saw him in Denver.
Yep, maternal made son we had on display in Denver. A bull that I think's a quarter blood mane out of this cow, guys. And here's the beautiful part about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Natalie. You need to text me or you need to text Tyler. But I believe this female is triple clean. And guys, I'm telling you, because this is an opportunity, guys. Again, I am so excited about what Maternal Made has done in this business. And out of this cow, I think this bull is going to be one of the great next female club calf producing bulls in America. We wouldn't have invested in a bull like that if we didn't think he had maternal value in this business. But a bull, again, guys, this cow has given Maternal Made. You know, Maternal Maids will give you that look. He'll give you that hair. But this cow's got so much density, so much mass, big feet, square built, and that bull looks just like this cow. And I'm excited about Simon Says. And again, that he is a son of the great 53, or the 505C that we call Donor 53, guys. And we're so excited to be a part of this program. Again, we're going to lot 60. And again, when we start talking about legendary cows and what a cow can do in the pasture and lays down and does it every time. Ironically, here's another one coming to you from RJ Cattle Company and my good friend Justin Muck in Tripp, South Dakota. Here is the great RJ Muck, Donor 400. She's a walk this way Pebbles. Of course, the Pebbles cow is synonymous with great genetics in the business. But guys, here's an opportunity to buy sexed male, In God We Trust, or Good as It Gets, sexed female embryos out of the great Donor 400, coming to you from RJ Cattle Company. Of course, Ryan, Sam, and Rhett Johnson, and the great Muck Cattle Company in Tripp, South Dakota. What an opportunity, and great job getting these pride out of those guys' hands.
Hey, I appreciate RJ, and he's been a big-time player in my sales for the last couple years. And I'll tell you what, he has brought us a whale of a cow. Although my OCD's kicking in a little bit because I'm wondering why I didn't put her with the other colored lots in the sale. But hey, you know what? She's good, and she deserves to be where she's at. Go ahead and look here. Full maternal sibs have brought 50,000. They've won shows from Texas to South Dakota. She'll make them colored up and make them cool. This is an awesome opportunity. And I'm not so sure once we go back again to wanting to make future donor cows, because I truly believe that's the smart way to do it instead of buying these $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 ones. What's a good as it get out of her as a donor female?
Right. Oh, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to tell you, these daughters out of Good as It Gets, and this cow. I mean, when you see this cow just blows you away on her skeleton. I mean, so many of these cattle in this club calf business are so tight wound. They get a little freaky in their structure. This thing is so flexible. So, I mean, her mobility is unbelievable. Her feet are big. Her skeleton's good. She's so good from her hip down to her hock and down to the ground. This thing, and I'm telling you.
Literally sounds like you're describing me, Jake.
These Good as It Gets, Tyler, will be awesome. I mean, you're going to be awesome cows. And trust me, I'm going to make a phone call to JG. We want to get a few club calf cows. Here's a way to get them right here.
Hey, after the way he sold them embryos last night, he's got a little money to play with. Lot 61, Jake, more Ryman Ranch goodies.
Yep. We go to Ryman Ranch again. Another cow that's basically just scratching the surface. Here's another maternal maid out of the Ryman Ranch 8-255 or 8 over 255. You put a dash in here, you really need to put a slash. But NMR, this is a maternal maid out of a gold standard Ali. So when you start talking maternal maid and gold standard, Jakey's heart starts jumping a little bit. I love this pedigree, and I love the way this cow's working. And here again, we're going to be able to sell sexed male. Here I am's and a full sibs to the reserve champion prospect steer this last year at the AGR, Oklahoma AGR show again. And again, I know when
hold the phone. Natalie Simon just texted you. You better look at it. You better update your footnote.
Oh, well, I got a little carried away with the triple clean. That cow of Simon's is PHA and TH free, but DA's carrier. So, guys,
2 out of 3 ain't
2
bad.
out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3
I got news for you. There's a lot of bulls can be bred to that cow, and that bull being clean, you're going to breed him to a lot of cows too. But back to this Ryman donor, guys. I'm telling you, here's another young donor, and they sold calves for $25,000. They sold another steer for $21,000. They're full sibs to this steer that won the Oklahoma Prospect Show.
Reserve, behind the one we were just talking about.
Reserve behind the one we just talked about just a couple pages back from Brent Lowry. So there's your grand in reserve and the freshest genetics that Tyler's gone out to get out of 2 of the most prolific young donors in the business, guys. And here's an opportunity again to buy a proven young donor in the start, and it's just scratching the surface of her production. What an opportunity.
Once again, this is one of those opportunities from Ryman Ranch that, when you ask Barry, hey, can we have a lot, and they bring you this kind of quality, you take multiple. And donors on ice, a lot of people don't know this. 16 years ago is a long time ago. Nick Ryman was my sounding board when I started this event, and he was my coach through it, and he gave me a lot of advice. And the first year of Donors on Ice wasn't near as profitable as it is now, and he's actually the one that encouraged me to keep going. A lot of people don't know that. Another story for another day. Yeah, you did too, but Nick was way smarter than you, so I held on to what he said a little more, but I love you, Jay.
Okay,
anyway,
all right. Well, folks, we're going to go on to lot 62, and again, hey, my hats off to Tyler for digging down and finding these donors like this. Again, guys. You're not going to have to sell me when I say that this female here is bred to be good and bred to be. Here again, coming to you from the Strait family, the Strait cattle, Luke Strait. Again, bringing you the great donor 979. Here's another maternal maid out of a monopoly cow. Again, she's carrying a key paper, so you can, you're going to be able to hopefully get papers on this thing if you want to go to the Junior National or whatever. Here's an opportunity to buy sexed male embryos out of How Great Thou Art and In God We Trust on another young maternal maid donor coming to you from Luke Strait.
So you want to talk about quality control, and hey, if I buy these embryos, how realistic is it that I'll get quality that I can sell? Well, look right here. On her last flush to How Great, to the full sibs, to the A lot, every single calf out of that flush sold, and it grossed north of 100,000 on the total. So right there, quality. Anytime that you can have 100% sellable calf crop out of a sire group, I think that is absolutely knocking it out of the park. And I do want to bring it up again. You're going to mention the maternal maid, right back to the Thompson 79B donor cow on the bottom side of that pedigree. Those steer guys know. You don't even got to say it, just 79B. They know it.
Well, and I'll tell you another thing. When you've got guys in the business like Joe Hare and Matt Copeland going to Luke's place to buy calves to take home and get for their customers, those guys they do this for a living every day. They recognize quality. And again, I'll tell you right now, if those 2 guys bought calves out of there, they were good, they were sound, and they turned around and they made their customers happy. Guys, when you flip the page again, I've had the opportunity again to be and see this cow multiple times. You're never going to hear me talk bad about when you can breed Kelly to a bull like Steel Force and make a donor called Skelly. Coming to you again from Richland Farms, again, Garth Simpson, his wife Jessica, and of course Garth's dad Craig up in Rochester, Indiana, have got this just absolute cornerstone donor Again, a female that's a high key and a half-blood Simmental. She carries both a key and a Simmental paper. They've flushed her to every bull under the sun. I'm not talking about club calf bulls. I'm talking about maternal bulls. And you talk about a female that is as good at the ground, as stout, and as impressive of steel force. I took a video of this cow here a couple years ago, Tyler, and sent it to John, and didn't say a word. I just sent him the video, and he goes, "What in the world is that creature?" And I said, "Well, you're going to love her. She's a Steel Force daughter." And she's not only a Steel Force, she's a Steel Force Kelly. And guys, we are going to be offering you, out of the legendary Skelly donor from Richland Farms, a package of embryos by Good As It Gets, a sexed females by Maternal Maid, and sexed males by, in my opinion, one of the most powerful club calf bulls current in the market, the great How Great Thou Art. Tyler, what an opportunity.
So one of the things that I dig the most about this lot is, you know, Garth and his family have done a phenomenal job selling offspring out of this cow. But when you dig a little deeper, you're going to notice that several of these were sold by, we're going to circle back, Wade Rogers. You're going to look at the top calf. You're going to look at the black and white steer calf. But she doesn't just make steers. There were several bred females in Wade Rogers' sale just a month or two ago that were out of this cow. And I'm not trying to out your honey hole here, Wade, but these are genetics that flat work. That cowboy knows. And I do want to mention here, the top lot of Good As It Gets, those are actually going to be sexed female. Okay. So the A's and B's are going to be sexed female. And this Skelly donor is up in age, okay? There's probably not going to be a ton more embryos offered out of her. And exactly what Garth was thinking there was right. Let's give these guys a chance to produce some daughters, produce the next donor cow that's going to make her mark. And then when you go down to the C lot, the How Great Thou Art hasn't missed at all. So we can go ahead and just chalk that up. That might be the one that brings the most money here tonight, but the A's and B's might make you the most money down the road.
Well, and I'm telling you, they had a bred heifer sale this last fall. And in my opinion, the best one in that sale was a full sib to the Maternal Maids, the package B, guys. They sold that female for $17,000, but when I saw that female, that thing was killer built. Awesome at the ground, wide structured, got a wild neck set, and had shag like a yak. Guys, when you go to lot 64, our next opportunity is coming to you from no stranger to the club calf business. Of course, my good friend Dustin Pratt. Pratt Show Cattle out in Colorado always come with the best, and I'm telling you, they are offering an opportunity, again, out of another great maternal maid donor that they got from my good friend Dr. Dave DeWello. This female was out of the great 9001 donor, and if you guys are paying attention to anything that Dr. DeWello is doing, that Tyson Meyer Traveler 6807 female is absolutely killing it in the pasture up in Wyoming for Dr. DeWello. And the Pratt family was smart enough to go to his sale and buy a great maternal maid female that they are now calling 8108. And I'm telling you, or 8101. This is going to be the Pratt donor 8101, a great maternal maid. And they're going to be offering sexed male embryos, a package of 3 by the legend, the king of the ring, the great Here I Am. Sex males out of How Great Thou Art. And here's the package and the whole sale that gets me excited. A set of sexed female GCC Wizard female embryos out of the great maternal maid 8108. One.
How many big-time donors in 5 years are we going to see that might have came from this sale tonight? It's kind of intriguing. I think one thing that we need to mention here, too, things move so fast and there's so many shows this time of year. So the full sibs to the A lot, Cash Pratt, their son, that's how much faith they've got in this mating. He's showing one of those right now. And I believe it was 5th overall at the Denver Prospect Show just the other day, I believe is what that was. I'd have to double check that. I know it's on their Facebook page. But you can see, once again, the list of winners over here, the maternal sibs, whether they're Here I Am's, How Greats. There's several brothers right now that are just out there winning for multiple families. This is one of those intriguing lots where you can kind of pick and choose how you like it. And once again, do you hope for the male mating or do you go for the future donor? That Wizard deal, and that semen's not on every street corner either. So
okay, well, I will tell you, the calf, a full mating of the Here I Am matings, they had Grand Champion Prospect Steer at Arizona National a year ago. That calf won his class at Denver this year. So, guys, I'm telling you, those cattle keep growing. They're stout, they're powerful, and that's a great opportunity coming to you from Pratt Show Cattle in Colorado. Again, thank you, Dustin, for offering a great combination. Guys, we don't have a whole lot left here, but we're going to go through these here. And lot 64 or lot 65 coming to you again from Brent Lowry in Iowa is bringing us his opportunity out of a great donor, Lowry 2. Again, another maternal mate. I know I keep repeating myself, guys, but I'm telling you that bull just works and makes these genetics that does it every time. And we're going to be offering sexed male 4 embryos out of the great How Great Thou Art. You're going to guarantee 2 pregnancies, my friend, out of this great mating. And here's what makes this all great to me. Maternal made out of a great broker Angus cow. That's what this Lowry 2 donor is. And if you go back and look at How Great Thou Art is a Here I Am broker.
Hey.
So you're getting 2 shots of broker in this mating. And you and I both know I could talk for the next 30
I'm
minutes.
going to call a timeout. This donor cow is a full sister to the popular Roger sire, Good As It Gets. You didn't say that, did you? So no, I tune you out while you're talking sometimes, so I don't always hear it. But
you didn't let me take a breath.
There you go. Well, you need one, so go ahead.
Well, I'm just telling you, if this female is a full sib to How Great That or Good As It Gets, I'm going to tell you right now, that cow that they were talking about, this broker Angus, that Angus cow would have come from my really good buddy of mine up in Nebraska. And I'm telling you, that female there was as stout a built, most powerful Angus female maybe I've ever seen in my life. And I'm telling you, there's a reason these cattle are good is because that broker Angus cow is absolutely a powerhouse. Guys, I'm just telling you, that is a great opportunity. If this female is an absolute full sister to Good As It Gets, guys, you better get in because there's 2 shots of broker in there, and we all know the consistency in those cattle.
Hey, Brent Lowry is an astute cattleman, and if she walks the pastures there, you know she's good. That guy has got an eye like you wouldn't believe. So, and once again, you can look here and see the full sibs to the embryos that we're selling. Class 6 champion steer at the American Royal this year, and also reserve champion Man Andrew steer at the 2024 Tulsa State Fair. Good stock coming to you from my buddy Brent Lowry.
And that was a solid red calf that my good friend Steve Bonham had bought and resold, and that one that was champion
red
reserve.
Pretty popular.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go to lot 66, ladies and gentlemen. And lot 66, again, coming to our great friends. Of course, Aaron, Maddie, Curley out in California are bringing an opportunity out of Conley LDSC Miss F900. Of course, that F900 donor, she's a half-blood semi. She's a loaded-up daughter out of the great Dameron Northern Miss 9000, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it goes back to the great first-class Angus bull. Here's an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to buy How Great Thou Art embryos out of this awesome, awesome cow coming to you from Curley Cattle Company. Again, this F900 donor, so versatile. They've used her so many different ways, but she produced these How Great Thou Arts are going to be full sibs to the Michigan Winter Classic, which was just held here in December out of the Grand Champion Steer at the Great Michigan Winter Classic in 2024, just last December. So, again, young, fresh genetics, Tyler. My hat's off to you for going out and gathering these genetics out of these current winning steers, and here's your opportunity. And if you guys get a chance to go to the catalog, you can see this donor in here. She doesn't look much like a club calf cow, but that thing is wide-bodied and square-built. Another great cow. Cattle stay sound, and they got a lot of look.
Hey, simply put, the Curley family, if you have been paying attention the last couple of years, they are absolutely putting the hammer down raising these steer calves, and all the big boys come and look, and they're getting in the best homes. And I think that'd be a full sib to the embryos selling. That's the Borson family showing that in Michigan. Those folks are no stranger to the good ones. So once again, an awesome offering from the Curley family, and we're glad to have them.
Okay, folks, we're going to move to lot 67, and when I say Mims, everybody's ear better pop up. Here's an opportunity coming to you from my good friend Dr. Mike Mims out in Hereford, Texas, and he's going to be offering you a set of one of the greatest solid gold donors ever to walk the face of the earth, and damn sure walk the pastures in Hereford, Texas, out of the great donor 10. Of course, she was a hammer down out of a heat wave cow. Here's the great Mims donor 663. And what an opportunity, Tyler. A full sibs of these embryos brought $50,000, a daughter out of this deal by Knock Knock. And he is going to be offering you 3 embryos, 2 packages of 3 embryos are going to be conventional embryos by the great Knock Knock and this awesome peach-colored female, the great Mims donor 663.
Jake, not only are the full sib awesome, that's the one that sold through the Classic there at Griswold's. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a club calf guy per se. I'm more of a breeding cattle kind of guy. When I found her in the pasture, my jaw dropped. I will tell you, in my opinion, she was in the top 10 of the cattle that sold at the Classic of all of her contemporaries. My opinion, that thing is wild. And I do want to tell a fun little story about this one. So as soon as I found her, I started asking questions before she even sold. I knew I wanted to get these eggs. Who raised her? And they told me Bradley Hale. Well, text Bradley Hale, and he's like, I didn't raise her. He goes, my son, funny story, my son buys a pregnancy from Dr. Mims, and I was totally against it. Gave like $2,800 for the pregnancy. This $50,000 one was the resulting calf. And Bradley said, I guess I can't be too mad about it now. So then I called Dr. Mike Mims up, and I asked him to put these in here. And hey, he's got his own sale in the spring. He could have sold these there. He was kind enough to put them in the sale. These are some of my most favorite embryos in the sale. This female was intriguing. I put a story of her on my Snapchat during the Classic. I had 19 responses and inquiries. We tried on her. Couldn't get her bought. She brings 50.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you, when I saw this female the first time when I got home and off the road and got to go through the sale cattle, I called Grizz when I was out in the sale pasture, and I said, what in the world is this yellow thing? And he started laughing. He said, Bradley Hale brought her. I don't know the story. So I called Bradley, and he tells me the story about this female, and I thought, God, we got to hide this one. We don't need anybody else to compare ours against this thing. This thing was an absolute beast. She's big-bodied. She's wide-backed. She was just an awesome, structured one, and she sold well.
I thought I was going to buy her for 20.
Well, that thing there is incredible, and I'm telling you, the power in that cow will go through her daughters and her sons. Ladies and gentlemen, again, when you have a chance to buy full sibs, male embryo, or if you get a heifer out of this deal, who cares? I mean, bring her.
Yeah, bring her back.
Bring her to Stillwater. We'll sell her for you guys. Okay, go to lot 68. And again, thank you to Dr. Mims, guys. And for those of you that don't know Dr. Mims, another guy that's passionate about this business and does a great job with every mating he makes. And again, we go to this next one, guys. When I say Horn 8238, guys, my good friend Brandon Horn in Anson, Texas, lives and dies this business. A guy that lays a bed at night and thinks about how he can make cattle better every single day. And I'm telling you, a few years ago when I was down there, I was trying to find a next club calf bull, and he just wouldn't sell me one. But I found this bull called Holy Ghost down there. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't even leave the pasture. I mean, pen. He said, Jake, we got to go. I said, I'm not done looking at this bull. Guys, if you talk about a bull that can do both sides of our business, make females that are absolutely tremendous in their structure, and make steer calves that can go hang halters on and win purple banners, this Holy Ghost bull, it's been hard to find semen on him. He won't let it go very often. So here's an opportunity to buy out of one of the great Sugar Bear daughters in his program, the great Sugar Bear daughter 8238, out of the legendary Horn 825 donor, and Holy Ghost. Here's an opportunity. There's full sibs out of this mating that have brought 26,000, 20,000. He sold a heifer calf. He didn't even put the price of this. There's another heifer calf he sold out of that deal, and then another steer calf. This mating has worked like peanut butter and jelly, and I'm telling you, this is a lay-down, no-miss deal.
Yeah, when I reached out to Jagger and invited them to be another deal here, we're first-time consigners. When I reached out, he said, hey, we got some fresher, younger stuff I'd like to run by you. And he told me what it was, and I was in from the go. And you didn't even mention the full sib that was the grand champion steer at the Missouri State Fair for the Graves family. They show good ones, only the good ones. And that one right there will be a full sib to the embryos that you're going to buy. This is another opportunity where, mark my words, write it down, and I'll lay a future bet on it. Whatever you buy these for tonight, in a year or two, you won't even be able to touch them. You saw what a stuff brought in Denver. This is an opportunity.
And if you happen to get a heifer calf, call me, because I want to own her with you. Guys, go to lot 69. You come to lot 69, and we're coming to you again from our good friend Jason Minert. He was a big supporter of the sale last night. He put several great packages of embryos. We sold a hell of a good heifer calf last night, a future donor for Jason, and he has come to the table again with a package of embryos, 3 packages of embryos out of 3 legendary sires, Monopoly, MAB, and In God We Trust. Of course, the In God We Trust are sex male embryos. But I'm telling you, this Major Fire 1302 female is a Firewater daughter out of the great Miss Major 653. Here's a purebred Charolais female. And everybody knows how the monopolies and the Firewater cows work in the club calf business. Here's your opportunity out of a tremendous female that is absolutely going to kill it. And guys, I'm telling you right now, we are going to be offering full sibs to the great 707, the Smith donor 707, in this package embryos by Monopoly. Guys, what an opportunity.
Nobody seems to ever put it together, and maybe we just don't promote it good enough, but no one ever figures out that this 707 donor stemmed from Jason's Charlene cow. And I talked to Brad, and I'm going to out you, Brad, because if you want to try and buy these, I'm probably going to drive the price up. Because I talked to Brad on the phone yesterday, and he said, I've got another full sib at home that I think's even better than the 707. So what the heck's that mean? I mean, look at what's coming down the pipeline. These are ones that you're going to want to get a female out of.
Yeah.
That's why they're not sexed.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you right now, this is an elite opportunity to get those colored cattle that perform. There's been, hey, it's not just the $230,000 one. There was a $67,000 one also. And you go back, she's been doing it for years. There was a maternal sib to, well, full and maternal, that wins the steer show at the Charolais Junior Nationals a few years ago that Will Cord sold.
Yeah.
So this is one that's been doing it under the radar. Well, I got news for you guys. She needs to be above the radar, so good cowboys need to pay attention here.
And I tell you, the MAB matings would make great cows too, guys. Hey, you could get a peach-colored one or a red one out of that deal. And this red genetics in the club calf business, you guys better wake up, because these red genetics are coming down the line. Here's an opportunity. You could get a red one out of this mating. Probably peach-colored ones, but I'm telling you, if you get a red one, it'd be worth a lot. Go to lot 70, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, coming to you again from Ryman Ranches again. We want to thank our friend Barry Ryman, of course, Gavin Osvog and John Fortin up there in Rehide, South Dakota. Always bring the killer ones. And here's an opportunity to buy a package of embryos, how great they are, 3 how great they are embryos. And these are going to be out of the legendary Ryman Ranch Heckman 1/300. The great In God We Trust broker donor that's absolutely killing it, guys. And I'm telling you, they have used Here I Am on this cow time after time after time. And I think making the next step with how great they are, it just adds a little bit more fluff to the package for me.
Hey, I know we don't have a donor picture of this cow, but do not let that deter you. The live online you guys did for Ryman Ranch not too long ago, I believe some of those pregnancy and embryos you guys sold out of her rang the bell. And a little birdie told me that there's been some pretty good cowboys from Iowa that have absolutely tried to buy this cow, tried to buy some embryos out of them. They said, hey, we're going to sell them in our sale, and then the donor's on ice. This is an opportunity here. And you also look and see, I think he owns this with Heckman. Timmy, don't tie to bad stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this female was your champion market heifer at Ohio State Fair. I mean, that's what that cow was. When she was shown, she was your champion market. And I don't know if you've ever been to the Ohio State Fair and gone and tried to compete in the market heifer deal.
Tough.
That ain't very easy.
Nope.
And I'm telling you right now, here's a chance again, guys. She was shown as a heifer calf, was champion market heifer, kind of a dapple gray female, big burly, big rib cage, big pipe. Again, this female, again, a young female, this is all like, this would be like one of her first or second year productions. Guys, again, when I say In God We Trust broker, your ears better pop up, because consistency will stay in those cattle. Hey, we're going to move right into lot 71. And again, coming to you from my good friend Brandon Horn and Jagger down in Anson, Texas. Here's an offering out of the great HL 9105, the great Horn 9105 donor. She's a yellow bin daughter out of the legendary In God 106. And so the donor of this female, kind of a light red female, choke neck, big burly bodied, and we're going to be selling you sexed male embryos out of In God and this 9105, and a package of 3 embryos sired by Back to Good. And of course, Back to Good, the great shorthorn colored bull. I think these could be some killer shorthorn marked ones for Denver, Houston, San Antonio. I think the slicking ability out of these embryos may be the greatest slick steer opportunity we sell in this sale, Tyler.
Hey, when I hit Jagger up about getting some stuff for the sale, he goes, hey, the second one I'm going to send you, she's young. The first calves are just on the ground. He goes, the best way I can explain it, and I still have the email, I could show it to you. He says they're built good, and they look like they could win. He goes, that's all I know right now. And I'm not in the business of betting against the Horn family on this kind of stuff, so we're going to ride with them on these.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, these back-to-good cattle coming out of the Rogers program, that bull has got a big, square, level hip. He's kind of shorter backed and got big pipe and really tall at his withers. So when you start studying these cattle and the cattle that win these slick steer shows, those cattle have to have three things. They have to be great topped, they have to be tall at their shoulder, and they have to have perfect hind leg set. And check, and check on this mating. So guys, go to lot 72. Hey, coming to you again from Farr Stock Farms. And of course, I have the opportunity every year to help the Farr family with their sales every year. Every spring and fall, I get to work the Farr sales, and there's no greater donor. Well, there might be one in Boppy, in my heart, but there's the most productive donor out of their program is this great dime female, the FSF dime. She's a BDR out of the great Boppy. Of course, Boppy was an MAB Bearcat female. Guys, that Boppy donor has hit it every time, and here is maybe her greatest producing daughter, Tyler the Great Dime, which is a BDR Boppy. And we're going to be offering conventional embryos out of the legendary Farr Stock Farms Perfection purebred shorthorn bull that's killing it all across the country. What an opportunity.
There's truly nothing hotter right now than that Perfection deal. He started off hot because they hoped he would be good, then he proved he would be good, and there's been winners across the land. I love selling stuff for Farr Stock Farms. Those guys are a historical program. Those guys are people that do it every day. They love it, they live it, they breathe it, and they are sharp stockmen. And I'll tell you what, when you look at this picture of this donor cow, if that doesn't wind you up, I can't help you. That thing's bad to the bone. And, of course, look here, the 2022 steer at the Iowa State Fair is a maternal sib to the dam of the embryo selling. Hey, this is as good as it gets from Taylor and Tom Farr and family and Peyton. This is an embryo selection that we handpicked. It is proven. It's profitable. And once again, like you've heard me say it before, when they say, I don't know, that's when you know you got their good stuff, when they don't want you to sell it.
Well, and also, what you didn't mention, and I'm going to mention for them, because they've got two young sires that are sons out of this cow, called Kool-Aid and Cool Kids Club. And them two bulls you're going to be hearing a lot about in the next few years. The great Kool-Aid, the yellow-necked, kind of roan-colored, He's a perfection son. And then, of course, Cool Kids Club. I love that bull, and they're both sons out of this prolific donor. Guys, just get ready. You get bull calves out, you could get your next promotional bull. This could be a great promotional bull deal for the next generation here, let alone the great opportunity in a steer calf deal. Okay, guys, hey, another cow on lot 73 that we're going to be offering you, a cow that I have loved every time I've seen progeny out of this cow. I love the way this cow's built, but I love her color even better. This red-necked, goggle-eyed, white-legged, burly, built like a truck donor coming to you from Phil Hallbach. Phil absolutely loves this cow. Of course, she's an MAB daughter. She's the poster child for what MAB does in our business. And you talk about an absolute killer female, choke-necked, big-bodied, big pipes, square-hipped, and you talk about shag for days. This female will put it in every calf, Tyler. And here's an opportunity to buy sexed male embryos, 3 embryos by In God We Trust, and a set of package of embryos by Ginger, the solid red bull from Wade Rogers, guys. What an opportunity.
Hey, once again, over the last 2 years in Iowa, the Hallbach firm has absolutely knocked it out of the park, raising those club calves. They've raised some of the higher selling steers that have went on to win, that have shown across the United States. And Phil told me, he said, hey, trust me here, I've got a young donor that's just getting started that we are expecting absolutely big things from. And here you have the Roxanne donor. And I'm going to tell you right now, although the In God mating is the little more proven one and maybe intriguing, go out and try and buy Ginger semen. First of all, where are you going to get it? Second of all, what's it going to cost you? I bet you if I called Wade up right now, he wouldn't give me a unit of it.
And if you got a heifer calf out of this mating, because they're not sexed.
Well, how's it say? Come, boys.
Come, boys. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you get a heifer calf out of that deal, that could be your next great donor cow. Because I'm telling you, great donor cows come from great donor cows. And this Roxanne donor cow is the epitome of a great donor cow.
Yes, sir.
Guys, go to lot 74, coming to you again from our friends out on the left coast. Hey, just because they live on the left coast don't make them bad people. I love the Curley family. Maddie and I are great friends. Aaron they all do a great job out there. And guys, again, the Curley family has brought us yet another awesome opportunity to buy some When in Doubts sexed male embryos and full sibs to the Grand Champion Shorthorn Plus Market Steer at the 2023 Shorthorn Junior Nationals, guys. Here is an aviator. This cow's name is Soul Cloudy Crystal. Of course, they purchased this female from the Sullivan family. But here, ladies and gentlemen, is a purebred Shorthorn. And don't turn your noses up. This thing is burly built, square built, big bodied, belly dragon female out of the legendary Lady Crystal. This is an aviator Lady Crystal cow. Her name is Cloudy Crystal, and she's a purebred Shorthorn. But the steer that won that Junior National was a hammer. And I'm telling you guys right now, here's an opportunity. If you guys would like to get a little different twist on some genetics in this sale, Tyler, this is a great opportunity to buy, again, yet another proven set of genetics.
Hey, I don't know, but I've heard that the steer show at the California State Fair is usually pretty tough. Full Sib won that, too, in 2023.
Awesome.
So, I mean,
it
hey,
works.
Here's the deal. You can get yourself a breed calf that's going to be high quality. You can win your breed. You can get out there and battle it out in the final drive. This is the kind of thing right here that'll put you on the map. Once again, another great bull sire selection. And when in doubt, it's proven, it's profitable. I just like saying it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, and also, hey, they had another reserve champion at the Bonanza. And if you guys ever been to the Western Bonanza, that thing just works. So, hey, our final opportunity of the evening, we are going to be offering you about, I don't know, there's how many? 50 lots? No, 20 lots. 20 lots of semen on yet another brand new bull that's hitting the scene. Another primetime son. Of course, primetime, the sire of New Decade, the sire of Promise Keeper, which we are selling a lot of semen on, one of our hottest bulls in our lineup, out of the great Houdat Darling 4303. Here's the bull that they call Kemosabe. 4199M coming to you from Sullivan Farms. Here's a brand new high-key bull that's hitting the market right now, guys. And Tyler, why don't you tell them a little bit about how exciting this bull is?
So this bull right here is one they're going to have a limited amount of semen on this year. If you have any questions on that, give Josh a call. But I think I saw somewhere they're planning on selling less than 175 units of semen all year long on this bull. I don't want to speak out of turn. I think that's what I saw. You can confirm with Josh his numbers in the catalog. But this is a bull that has not been offered prior to this date. This will be the inaugural offering. This semen will not be on the open market. It will be available by auction only, special auction only
tonight.
And I want to tell you
tonight.
Yeah, well, but I mean, like, this is it. And then if they offer more this spring, it will be by auction. You can't just call up and place an order for this semen, I guess is what I was getting at. But if you want to know how important this bull is to the Sullivan firm, I've been doing this sale for 16 years. I have always dealt with Josh Elder. I have always sent proofs to Josh Elder. This catalog page was proofed 3 times by John himself. They wanted to make sure it was right. They wanted to make sure it was promoted right. And they do firmly believe this is the new wave. You know, what's a bull like this worth? Quality Chianina bull with a little bit of blood there. I mean, this is going to make those females. They firmly believe. I was talking to Josh. He says, hey, the key percentage may not be as high as Houdaman. He goes, but we think this is going to have the ability to make those Houdaman-like females down the road. This is a bull with punch, look, but still has, I mean, they're promoting, that neck flies out of the top end of his shoulder.
Well, and again, we want to talk about consistency. His maternal sister was a champion Chianina female at the North American this last year. So, guys, there's power in the blood. This cow family hits it every time, and you put a shot of power from primetime in there from the main on juice side, all you're doing is adding more bone, power, rib cage, structural soundness, and width in a Chianina package. I think this bull is out of this world good. I've seen this bull one time. I saw him at the farm this last fall. This thing is a freak show, and I'm sure I cannot wait to hear the description of this bull tonight. from the silver-tongued devil himself, Mr. Mark Core.
Man,
so
he is a
I
stud.
cannot hear when he goes on about this bull tonight. You guys need to tune in just to listen to Mark Core talk about this bull tonight.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think Jakey's having a man crush moment here. But what I will say is tonight we are going to start again promptly at 7 p.m. We are going to be live online via CCI. You can call myself, Kent Jakey, if you'd like to bid via the phone. If you do want to do some phone work, we do just ask that you call early this afternoon. Send us a message. Don't call us at 7:05. We'll still answer, but we do prefer that you would, make arrangements prior to if you'd like to bid via the phone. Once again, Drew Brown's here as well if you've got his number and would like to reach out to him. And also, if you're in the area and you want to stop by, we do have a nice facility here, and the bartender last night was very generous with her pours. So.
Yeah, she was. I hear. I didn't have any, but she, the guy running the CCI Live deal, he was complimenting her on her old fashions. Yeah. Okay, well, folks, hey, thanks for tuning in. We want to thank you, Blake Kennedy.
Yes.
Kennedy Ventures for taking the time away from his family to come up here and be with us and help us do this live preview. We couldn't do this without you, Blake. Thank you. And of course, guys, get online. If you didn't get a bidder number, if you got a bidder number of last night, it works again tonight.
Same one.
Please register early on cci.live, and we're going to be carrying this again at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we will start the sale promptly at 7 o'clock. And, hey, we're going to roll through these keys and Club Calf offering. Guys, thank you for tuning in. And if you need to get a hold of one of us, hey, you can call me at 405-408-2440, or you can get a hold of Tyler at
419-230-34